What was the lamest, most boring part of the trip? I don't think I had a boring part. Everything was new and exciting and intimidating. So that even if it was just, I don't know, just scared the whole time.
I think the trip is like what you make it. I mean, if you make not make yourself bored, but if you allow yourself to become bored, then you're gonna have a lot of lame, boring moments. But if you interact with people, like I'm social with people I know, I'm good talking to people, but I don't necessarily go up, introduce myself. But I did on this trip, and I made a few friends that I actually still keep in contact with, and it's nice to get to know them and their culture and where they're from and what they do. It's a lot different. So I think if you take advantage of the opportunity at hand, you won't have any lame, boring.
Even if you're not a social person, just being in the competition or seeing, like I remember I was able to see the art competition and just being able to, or the dance competitions and everything. Just if you're like the person to keep to yourself and you're just really artsy, like even that's a ball.
Honestly, like if you basically just put yourself out there and meet new people. It's almost impossible to be bored or have a lame moment on this trip. When did you first get nervous? What did you take from this experience?
Wait, what was the question?
When did you first get nervous? What did you take from this experience?
Those are two different questions, too.
Questions on the paper. So whoever wrote two questions on the paper, it's their fault.
That's my fault. Now.
So when did you first get nervous?
The moment I stepped into the hotel.
Ooh, okay.
The moment The moment I stepped off the plane, I was, oh my god, because I was the Detroit Air that got
Detroit Air.
Because I was in Chattanooga the whole time performing.
Chattanooga's really humid.
For singers, changes in climate can really like our friend Jamila, who's from the island of Anguilla. When she first came to Chattanooga, she was sick all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I got nervous when they called my name in the EPB building and said that I won, and knowing that I'm going to national competition just freaked me out, because I'm always concerned about how I'm doing in something, and it made me really nervous to think that I'm just gonna go and sing in front of all these different people who can possibly just show me up. So I got really. Was the conference merely about winning or participating? I'm gonna have to say it was about participating.
Yes.
Because just
What is Gerald?
Going to Orlando, Florida, that's where I went in 2008, was a lot of fun, and you meet all those different people, and you get to see how much talent there is in the whole country, not just in Chattanooga, Tennessee, or your one specific school. So you get to see what's all out there and see who you're really competing against. So I really enjoyed participating.
Okay. Well, at first I kind of wanted to win, but I felt defeated when I stepped off the plane. It was bad because my throat was gone and everything. I actually won the contemporary. I won the gold contemporary, but before they called my name, I was sitting in the seat, like surrounded by everyone from New York and California and everything, and me and Miguel were from Chattanooga. And I was just thinking, if I don't win, it was just great to like see people, because my competition, they were either on my level or better than me. So I knew it was like I could either learn something from them, or they were well deserved. So I was just sitting there and I was like, well, if I don't win, it was just a great experience. Everything was great. Seeing people perform, seeing other people's talent, seeing everyone in the same mindset as you.
But I'd have to agree with what Adrian said. If you go focusing solely on winning, you will not come out with what the experience is all about. You know what I'm saying? You'll be so focused on yourself and so focused on winning, you will miss out on the experience. And being that I didn't win anything, I got to go to the competition, the national competition. I came second in contemporary vocal and dance, but I got to go on the trip. And for me, it wasn't about winning because I wasn't competing, but the whole atmosphere. If I was competing, you can't let yourself get caught up in the competition. You have to think of it as something you are a part of, not something that you're gonna take with you, like take away like a trophy. And it doesn't say anything about you or where you're coming from. Like if you're not a good representation of where you're from if you come so focused on winning.
How
do you deal with nerves or doubt?
Go ahead, Jared.
Well, honestly, like we said earlier, doubt is only about, you know, insecurities that you're having with yourself because you feel like you're not good enough or that you're not going to win. But as we just said a second ago, it's all about the participation. Just go up there and have fun. Just perform. Like, when you're up there doing your thing, whether it be singing, performing, whether it be anything to do with the other non-arts, you just have to get up there and remember this is what you love, and that's why you're here. You're just doing what you love.
Good point.
It's winning and losing. It does not matter. You're just getting to show everybody, look at me doing what I love. And so there's no need to be nervous or to have doubts when you're just doing what you love.
Good point.
Myself, I'm always nervous, always doubting. So I have to just sit there and deal with it. Just have to shut up and be like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna breathe. And once it's over, it's over. And you just have to be okay with what you did. You just have to know that what you do is what you do. And that's something that you've been blessed with that somebody else wasn't blessed with. So you just have to appreciate what you have and do what you do.
Saying a silent prayer often helps. I don't mean to be funny by any means, but praying helps me a lot. It helps you breathe. It helps you focus on what you're about to do and know that you're not necessarily trying to impress the judges or the audience. This is between you and God. This is a gift that He's giving you, so you're trying to glorify Him and the gift that He's giving you. So you go and you do your best with His blessings.
Wow.
Oh, well, when I competed, I actually cried and prayed like the night before for like forever. Like I just knew I did horrible because it pushed me back and I had to do it the next morning and my voice was already horrible. So I cried like the whole time, and then I talked to like Mr. Vincent and Mr. Holmes, and I called my teacher back home, Miss Calloway, and they just gave me comfort and everything.
So cry, breathe, pray, and get over it.
Yeah,
Got you, okay.
Remember, you're doing what you love.
Are the contestants as good as you expect? Are they friendly? Do you keep in touch with anyone? The contestants were even better than I expected. I don't know why, but they like the moment I stepped foot in the hotel, I knew that they were they were amazing. So, but they are even better. But I kept in touch for like a year with this one person who went to Boston Conservatory. What about you, Janila?
I kept in contact with this young man named Derek, but he's very nice. It's easy to make friends there, so it's easy to keep in touch.
Are they as good as you thought? Did you make friends? Did you keep in touch?
Yes, they are as good as you think.
Derek is awesome.
The contestants are very good. They're just like you. They have won a local competition, so they have to be
It's the best.
good. They're the
Best of the best.
of the best. And yes, it's easy to meet friends and keep in touch, like especially through Facebook. Okay, I'm gonna find you. That's how you keep in touch. That's how I have kept in touch with a couple of people.
Yes, I'm gonna reiterate. Everybody else said they are as good, or even probably better than you would think that they would be. You click and they're like, you need to keep in touch. It's like it's great. They're great people. They're amazingly talented, and if you're like me, you want to be friends with all the most talented people in the world. My question on this big sheet of paper that I neglected to rip off. One category, yes.
The limit is
3. I didn't know that when I first competed.
Can I say this? Like even if this kind of go to them being as good as you are also in competing. Like when I went, I was like, yeah, I'm competing in 2 categories. But they were competing in 3 categories, as good as me or better.
Mm-hmm.
And this one girl I know, she sung contemporary, and I heard her sing. She sung this jazz song, and she was good. And then, but in the conference, what is it? The conference, the national. She won, I think, in maybe entrepreneurship. She won bronze. No, she won gold because she went to a banquet. So I was like, wow, she's smart and talented.
What was the most challenging aspect of this experience?
The most challenging aspect of this experience for me, I think, was like I felt like there was this one particular category that I was just like, I worked my butt off for, and you don't, like if you didn't win, which I didn't, I came second. It's hard to accept, especially when you put so much time and stuff into it, but you have to realize once again that what you did is sufficient for you, because I mean you worked hard enough and you did your best, so you accept what you have received. You know what I'm saying? It was hard for me not to win, but at the same time I had to be thankful for what I came second, and I got to go on this wonderful trip, and this experience was a life-changing experience.
Mine was actually putting my flesh aside and putting my fears and my doubts and like really just giving it to God and just saying, well, God, you just lead me. Because I actually, this is funny, actually I was sitting there right before like the ceremony. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna win. I said, God, because it was right before my freshman year of college, and I was sitting there, I was like, well, maybe I'll find some money on the side of the road. And then I know it was dumb, I was just trying to, but then God blessed me to win the gold in contemporary and the classical bronze. So
would you want to compete in ACTSO again?
oh,
Definitely. Oh yeah, I would, because
I learned so much.
what?
Huh? Go ahead.
This was last year. That was the first year I had actually gone to nationals. That was my second year competing, and my first year going to nationals. I think going to nationals was a very informative experience, and I wish that I had a little bit more time, so maybe I could compete now again. That I've learned so much from nationals and then competing locals twice, I could go again, and I would love to do it all over again. Like I wouldn't pass up the opportunity.
Oh, well, I feel the same way. Like I competed my sophomore year, then my junior year, and everyone was better than me, so they got to go. And then my senior year, I finally was able. But like there are a couple of people, like little small kids, like 15 years old, like they're short. I mean, I don't know,
15.
They look
So long
young.
ago.
I was like, oh my God, you're young, I'm about to go to college, and like that was their first time. They were winning gold. And I was, and they're gonna get to compete again, compete as long as you're in. So they're like getting even better, and they were younger than me. So I was like,
Yes, I would compete again. In fact, I am going to compete again. I'm one of the only people in this room who is still in high school. I am the only person in this room. And my first, it was my first. Last year was my first year going to the nationals, but my second year competing. The first year I competed against Adrian. Bad idea.
I would have loved. I'm too old. I want to go back. I wish I could. I competed. I was persistent with ACTSO. I was like, Adrian, I did it in 10th grade. It wasn't good enough. I did it in 11th grade.
Maybe it wasn't
And
good
I
enough.
was
It's too
still
strong.
not good enough. And
Of a word.
by the time I was a senior, I was finally good enough. And I had worked hard enough. And I won 3 gold medals, and I was allotted the opportunity to go and compete. And I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I would love to do it again.